the Balkans before they became ours. I have recently discovered that much more countries than I thought are Slavic. Such countries as Bosnia, Macedonia, and even Montenegro are Slavic. And the languages are very close to other Slavic languages. And since I am from a Slavic country, at first I was impressed by the depths of my own ignorance. But later I was happy to find out this, because this means that there are more places on Earth where I could feel more at home than not. It all started during the dark and lone November. It was my first November in Poland. The capital city of Warsaw was eaten by smoke, it was raining all the time, and all of this during the coldest summer in the history of the mankind, and right before the coldest winter was happily announced in that year. The atmosphere wasn't inspirational, to say the least. Wherever I looked, wherever direction my thoughts turned, nowhere was there any joy, nowhere any call or invitation. Everything smelt of stale and rotten half pleasures. Everything was old, stale, grey, weary, and dead. Oh God, how had this come to pass? This was how during this cold and misty morning I have decided to take a journey from Poland towards the Balkans. I had a dream about white arable lands full of vineyards, olives and myrtle, fields that were lit by sunlight and spared from the savage winter frosts. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. I kept asking one question: how come that Balkans became Slavic? Because obviously they were not like this all the time. Not before the 6th century. Slavic tribes were initially located in Poland, where I am right now, and in Ukraine, Belarus. They moved by the rivers to Slovakia, Czech Republic, Hungary, Austria, still not the Balkans. Life during the 6th century was difficult. The winters were cold. The warlords from the nomadic tribes were terrorizing the area with demands and violence, forcefully recruiting local people to wage wars for them. But there was a word about a land in the south, land which was not properly protected anymore by its diminished rulers, the Byzantine Empire. That land was in the Balkans. At first, Slavic tribes ravaged those territories, and later, when people were scattered and weakened, they started moving to the area with all their equipment and households. The same power that pushes young people to travel today pushed those settlers to find new territories with resources for survival. Like in the movie about Vikings, where Ragnar Lodbrok raided England and established a settlement there, those Slavic raiders crossed the big river of Danube and attacked the Balkans. Danube. Some of them returned home, some stayed to spend the winter there, and later, as the spring came, more tribes crossed the big river and joined these settlers. Byzantine must have been in rage and disbelief. They still claimed themselves the rulers of the land, but the reality has shifted. The true king doesn't have to yell that he's a king. Slavic tribes didn't just conquer the Balkans, it was a massive relocation and gradual displacement of the Byzantine world. It was a slow process which took nearly 3 centuries. The tribes brought along with them the languages and the culture. But what happened to people who lived there? Were they killed? Did they run away? The short answer is there was violence, but there was also assimilation. Some people ran away to big cities with high walls, some to the mountains, and some to islands in the sea. But there were also agreements made with locals. There were mixed marriages. There were Slavs who gradually accepted Christianity, and after 2 generations nobody really remembered who was who. Of course there was slavery, robbery, killing, and all hardships of the war, but there was no complete displacement of the local people. Genetics show that Balkans have both Slavic and all the native components, and this is what makes them very unique today. I had to travel for 2 days to get from Poland to the most southern outpost of Slavs in the Balkans, in Montenegro, but it took more than 300 years for the old Slavs to settle down there for good. It resulted into the mix of Roman, Greek, Byzantine and Slavic cultures. To experience that mix today is a bliss. No wonder how this small country brings so many expats and tourists. The most important thing is that I feel at home there. I feel that I have arrived, and this makes the region one of my favorite places on earth I have ever visited. I'm in Poland again, but the new spring is coming. Maybe that spring should bring a new beginning, a new journey to the south, which stirs the dreams. We shall see. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. See you in the next one.